2010, my 2010. So much went on, so much to cover. Not a lot of time, especially on the webcam, on the Lucha Cam. So let's get started. As far as wrestling, where I began, 2010 began with me booking 2 shows, being the champ of one of those for XWO. It ended with, along the way, I got to book a couple of shows in Clute, and but by the end of it, I'm not booking any shows for anybody. I'm no longer champ of XWO, but come Halloween of 2010, I was able to capture the TCW heavyweight title, and I hold that title to this day. So, I've wrestled a few places. I've gotten injured, which made me take notice of things and made me aware that I need to take better care of my body and get back to working out and be consistent with that and be consistent with warming up and whatnot. So, but there was a lot of turmoil, being let go of companies and doing interviews for that. But all in all, I had plenty of fond memories over the year. Getting Wrestle A Sensation is a highlight. Getting to wrestle Slim Sexy for the first time, and the second time facing him for my XWO title, and then losing my XWO title to him. Getting to face Ken Carson. Just to name a few. Winning the TCW title was great. Going to STW for the first time, going to TWF. All in all, man, I ended 2010 on a good note. Well, yeah, the last couple of shows that I actually went to, I was just a spectator, and that being for PWA Pearland, and I went and watched the last IWE show of 2010, months after I'd been let go. I remember doing interviews after being let go, but all in all, it ended on a pretty good note. I'm working for decent companies. I'm happy where I'm at. Obviously, 2011, I want things to be better. I want to pretty much go through the year injury-free. Just want to enjoy the ride, pretty much, enjoy the journey, enjoy my time with my friends, and, just be more positive overall, and get back to just the fun of it. Some of my fondest memories really were watching Doomsday Wrestling, of all shows. I really get a kick out of watching it. It makes me feel like a fan, and sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that, just that fun thought, fun thoughts of wrestling and just being entertained. Getting to go with some of the guys and watching them become fans again, and it's always a good time. YouTube, I find more wrestlers are on YouTube. I started doing this 3 years ago, but now I see guys like Ken Anderson and Raven, Scott Hall, my boy Bobby Too Bad. You need to check out his videos. They're short and sweet, to the point. I get a kick out of his. But even to see like the Hardys, I know they've had videos for a while, same thing with RPD, but to see some of the videos that were released over the year, definitely makes you think. With YouTube, I definitely want to get my name out there more. I'd like to know what I need to do really to get more subscribers. I've got 1,400. I'm thankful for each and every one that I have, but I definitely want to see where I can go with it. How I can generate more interest and whatnot. So I'm open to suggestions. What I can do. I know I definitely want to start taking this on the road more. Using my phone more, using my handheld more, trying to film my matches if my matches aren't being filmed, and do other stuff. Collaborative videos I've talked about, and I've heard mention of, guys, but I'm down, whenever anybody else is down. I had some questions over the last couple of videos, and I'll cover a couple just real quick. The drink in my last video was actually like Crystal Light or Kool-Aid. It's kind of like a flavored water, pretty much. This time it's not as attractive, but it's actually a protein shake. Gotta do what you gotta do, you know. I have applied for Tough Enough, and we'll kind of see how that goes. But yeah, we'll just see where the year takes me, pretty much. Now, for favorites of the year, you know, everyone's got favorites. I'll cover a few things. Comic books, stuff that I really got into. I got into the Batman Rip, as well as, you know, RIP, as well as his comeback, and now that he's Batman Incorporated, I think it's a really smooth storyline. I like it a whole lot. Walking Dead, I discovered this year, and that one really took the cake as far as, you know, getting me immersed. 13 volumes so far, and I've read each one cover to cover. In some instances, I've read them more than once. And I'm finding I'm wanting to reread the Powers series and buy the trades. I had 7 through 12. I want to get 1 through 6, and then 13. I recently got 1, so one of my friends is trying to get me into the Blackest Night, Brightest Day, and I'm looking to read into that, but that probably won't be till next year. TV shows. The Walking Dead, I liked it. I liked the concept. Thought it was handled pretty well. It was different than the comic, but not necessarily in a bad way. Of course, Mad Men. Although Draper, you know, proposing to his secretary. I don't know how I'm going to take that. I just think Draper's one of the more iconic characters out there, and I know me and my friends get a kick out of him. Just the era more than anything. Same thing with Boardwalk Empire. I really dug that one. Eastbound and Down, always a personal favorite. I think if there was any other ones. I mean, I watch enough TV, but probably not enough. I mean, like Sunny's a great show, and Dee and that whole thing, her pregnancy and whatnot. That was pretty funny. The payoff for that was pretty good. Still watching How I Met, even though kind of like get it over with. Let's find out who the mother is. Even though I'm really entertained by the show, it's still, you know, maybe it's time. Yeah, I think that's about it. I might be missing one or two. Favorite game? Man, there were so many. You know, God of War 3, Call of Duty Black Ops. Really dug that. Dead Rising 2. I dug Red Dead Revolver. I mean, I've got GameFly, so I try to get through games. Sometimes I'm able to finish them, sometimes I'm not. I'd say Black Ops is one that I really like playing when I get a chance. But right now I'm currently playing Dead Rising 2. And if I'm missing any, I'm sorry. Well, we recently got the Wii, so, you know, the Super Mario Brothers is one we're all addicted to here in the household. And Tiger Woods Golf for the Wii. We got the Move. Friends of ours have the Move. So we've been playing Tiger Woods on that, as well as the bocce game, which is kind of an addictive game. But music, and this is going to kind of tie into my favorite movie, but music, I rarely buy CDs. I usually am on Pandora or I'm listening to the radio. But I actually bought a soundtrack not too long ago for Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Probably one of the best soundtracks, period. I really, anytime I need to pick me up, I play that in my car. I really dug the soundtrack. And movies, there are about 4 or 5 that really stood out, especially towards the end of the year. But, you know, Book of Eli was solid. I enjoyed that one. Any post-apocalyptic movies, always cool. especially the way they did it. And Gary Oldman and Mila Kunis and Denzel was cool. Tron, it was a solid movie, especially in 3D. True Grit was solid. I haven't seen Black Swan. I've been wanting to watch that. Inception, of course. Watched that a few times. Although the first time in the theater, I was probably either tired or whatnot. I could barely stay awake through it. But I've seen it since, and I actually enjoyed the flick. But my really favorite movie of the year was, hands down, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Without question, would recommend that to anybody. It's one of those movies that I think anyone can watch. Another one I caught this year, and it didn't come out this year, was this movie Kayfabe, which follows a group of wrestlers out of Canada and them doing their shows, but it's really well done, so if you can find it, find it. But as far as this year movies of the year, I would say definitely Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Now, in conclusion, first P90X update. I'm redoing week 4 because last week was week 4, but I only worked out a couple days out of the week, so I felt pretty bad. So I'm redoing it, and I figure if I get 5 or 6 days this week, I'll be doing pretty well. I've also, my friend Victor's got a action figure he's working on for me. He does action figures, a lot of guys like Ryan Davidson and Rockstar Robbie and Kelly Kevin, and just to name a few, but he's been working on one for me. He's showed me pictures, so once I get the action figure, he'll be making his debut on here. Who knows, he might even take over and do a video here and there. I don't know, as far as I've talked about goals, I've talked about, what I would like to do for 2011. So, 2010 was a great year for me. All in all, went through some stuff and went through some turmoil, but I came out of it with a newfound appreciation for wrestling and performing, and I just want to, like I said, enjoy the journey. So, speaking of wrestling, my 2011 already is shaping up to be a pretty good one, pretty memorable. I'm the TCW heavyweight champion, so I'll be defending that title here pretty soon. But January 1st, I'm actually at TWF in Seguin at the Seguin Activity Center, and I'm in a triple threat against Mikey 13, former TWF champion, and the current champion, Wallace Gordon. So it's us in a triple threat for the TWF title. Pretty excited about that. I mean, what a way to kick off the new year than possibly becoming a champion at TWF. And then January 22nd, originally I was going to be going to New Millennium Wrestling, but that show got canceled. But STW is running a show, and I get a title match for the heavyweight title against Cash. I had a match against him, my very first appearance at STW, and those guys were great, treated me well. So it was a great first impression, I guess, on both ends. I made probably a good enough impression because I'm getting to face the champ. So that's 2, and then January 30th in Austin for the TCW title, I face Prince Amir for my title. So coming out of January, I could be a 3-time champion for 3 different organizations. So keep your fingers crossed. My next video, which will probably come out pretty soon, will be a TNA review, year-end review, just kind of my thoughts on it. And I'll probably do that sometime shortly after Impact. And then I'll do a WWE review, hopefully before the 1st. And then carry on with the new stuff on YouTube. And I hope you guys come along for the ride. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the comments. Let me know how your 2010 went. Feel free to send me a video response or just comment. But let me know what you thought, what your favorite things of 2010 were. And stay cool, stay sexy, stay classy. Come on, double thumbs up. See? Right there. Talk to you later.